Hi guys, and welcome to Bomb Anime.
It's your girl Ruka.
And Big Boy Sama here, and we're bringing you episode 2 of Platinum End.
Still ill, so still leave me. So the current god has tried to make the world a better place, is what he has told us.
What a joke.
And he chose the 13 angels and then allowed those 13 to pick the humans that they wanted. It seemed like it was at their own discretion. So at first I was thinking, oh okay, he must trust these angels. But then as I heard the angels starting to speak, I was like, did he just picked a selection? Like he just said, you, and you pick, because I am too tired to make this decision.
So yeah, so basically the god is actually true to form and accurate, and arbitrary in the choices that it's made. Interesting.
So one thing that struck me was the fact that their work as an angel stops if their human becomes a god, and they get rewarded with having a peaceful life at their side. Are the angels slaves? Yes or no?
If we take angel in the sense of the Judeo-Christian terms of angel, they've been slaves from baby. Like, do you get what I mean? And if we take religion from the Judeo-Christian stance, technically everyone who goes to heaven is a slave too. So...
okay. I can't even edit this out. Just... Please stop.
Are we not? Oh, are we not doing this? Okay. So, are the angels slaves? Yes. They're slaves with a long leash.
I wasn't talking about as in a religious sense. In reality, I was talking about
reality. Okay.
Within the within the confines of this anime.
Okay, in the confines of Platinum End, are the angels slaves? The answer is yes. Of course they are. Because God said do X and they went and did it. It didn't look like any of them really had a choice not to do it. And it felt like even one of them, what do you call it? You know that sleazy who basically used his red arrow to bang a lot of women. That angel really didn't want to be there, and he was happy that it was over so quickly. So, like, if they really had...
That angel gave his human no advice.
If we wanted to go for full autonomy in the situation, then you get what I mean? Of course they didn't have it.
Okay. So since you've started speaking about it, I'm gonna, move over to the dark twist. Because at the end of episode 1, we saw the comedian get killed, yes. And it looked like Metropolis Man was the psycho and the comedian was like just having fun. But it actually turned out that he was abusing women, basically date rape.
No, let's call it what it is.
Yeah, but I'm saying that because he's used the arrow, so it's like drugging them.
Okay, I get you. I personally don't like quantifying.
And then it turned out on the surface that the psycho candidate was doing it for a noble reason, because afterwards he was like, there's no way I would let someone do this to women or something along those lines. But it turns out,
yeah, he's the one-man hype man for his own propaganda. And look, okay, I'm sorry, Ruka, you've got some editing to do. Look,
No.
Put it this way, yeah? Someone has proclaimed that they are a god. No one has seen their face or knows who they are. In this day and age, he's in front of cameras without knowing their identity. Kind of like us. However, he's also claimed to be a good source, and he's also claimed to be truly justified and an arbiter of justice and good for the world. And he has proclaimed everyone else that is like him an enemy. And he's got his own propaganda by using his red arrows to satiate the enforcement officers and to ingratiate himself to the media to spread his propaganda. He's using cameras and speech and hyperbole. Other gods might use books and call it the prophetic word.
Damn.
And then come up with stories and let everyone make it the bestseller in the whole world forever since the beginning of time. So that might be the case. Let's be honest, if you're going to follow a God playbook, this is how you do it. Everyone likes you, but they don't really have a good reason because you did murder 2 mans and yet came out the good guy. You know, like slaughtering every woman and children and cattle inside of a city and saying that you can take the spoils for yourself.
Okay.
I'm just saying, if you want to be a god...
No, okay, we get it.
Metropolitan Man is doing the right thing. I'm just saying.
Right, so in saying that... Metropolitan Man, he wants to be this hero, but his energy feels like it's going to become a nightmare for everyone. He gives me light Yagami vibes.
I knew you were going to say it. I knew you were going to say it. How dare you equate him to light Yagami? How dare you?
He's not like Yagami. No one is light. Come on. I actually like light and...
Because light was a hero.
Well...
Shut up. He's a hero.
But it's giving those same kind of vibes because it's kind of like what happens when you keep looking at something rotten. The more you look at it, the more you want it removed. So what happens to any kind of person who is given all these powers and then sees negative things? Can you actually keep your humanity or your sanity in doing something like that?
But they were chosen for that reason. They didn't have the humanity. They were chosen because they were detached from humanity. Like, look, the person who chose this arbitrary bunch of angels to choose this arbitrary bunch of people to become the next him is obviously tapped as well, fam. Do you get what I mean? They're all tapped. This is the most, like, insane way of deciding, by the way. Look, this is how tapped it is. He started off the episode saying, I tried to make the world a better place. You did, blood.
But we don't know what he's actually
He allowed Mariah's parents to be slaughtered by the uncle and then them collect the insurance money. He allowed it.
But we don't know the
He's
level
God.
of his powers.
What is a god? Omnipotence, right? Omniscience and omnipresence.
Not necessarily.
Okay, cool. You're right. They haven't defined what a god is. So therefore, yeah, I am jumping the gun and equating him to the Judeo-Christian mythology of God or the known way of God. And you're right. But the only reason why I am is because they use the word angels. If they said agents, if they said slaves, if they said servants, if they said arbiters, I wouldn't. But the fact they said angels, to me, screams Judeo-Christianism. Do you get what I mean? That means you're omnipresent, omniscient, and omnipotent. And if you are those 3 things, you allowed Mirai's parents to get slaughtered when he was going to have a good life.
Okay, so I want to know what happens when the god candidate is eliminated. What happens to the angel? Are they demoted? Because we heard that there's a ranking system where they can be promoted and demoted based on we don't know. And also, what happens when the lowest ranked angel gets demoted?
I like Nase. I think she's great. But I think like her being dumb in the sense of not giving all the information necessary is going to be the biggest detriment to Mirai.
I feel like Mirai is going to be the biggest obstacle to Mirai because he's not too smart. He's sitting here seeing that angels are out here, there's different god candidates, and not once did he think that he might be hunted down. He carried on even after one of them had been hunted down. He carried on thinking that he could just have a normal life. No, that is done. Okay, from the moment an angel picked you up from the middle of the sky and gave you powers and wings, it's no longer possible for you to have a normal life, okay?
Yeah, but that's his...
It's done.
But that's his ninja. That's his ninja way. That's the way you are. Like, look, okay, I get it. Mariah's a little bit tapped as well. As I said, they were all picked for this reason, innit? There is not one of them so far I've seen that's not a little bit tapped, okay? So we can agree that, it's consistent. They're all a little bit tapped. However, what I can say is Mariah's an idiot, not for the reason why you said this, even though it's a very good reason and I agree with you. The main reason for me is I've just been thrown into a new reality I have no idea about. Can I talk to you for like about 2 days maybe, where I could get all the information out of you and ask all the questions and figure out what exactly is going on? Why am I getting trickle truth or trickle information when I should be actively figuring it out so that I can actively not get my ass killed?
Now, although I was just making fun of Mariah for being, not too smart, I actually think this tracks for him to not ask for all of the information and for the trickles to actually be appropriate. Whereas with other anime, they're just trickling it because they don't want to give you all of the story. This makes sense because Mariah is depressed.
Very depressed.
And he still doesn't fully care, and he's trying his best to pull himself out of it. And if they get the timing right with this, with not pulling him out of it too fast, it's going to add to the whole realism of the entire thing. It's so good the way that they have actually done this.
I definitely had thoughts on this. The characterization of Mariah is so spot on that I can honestly go, you know what? I feel your depression. I feel your despair. I just want to give you a hug, bro. Like, it's so palpable in every movement that he makes.
Yeah.
His apathy, his indifference, his nihilism, it's all mixed into one with the whole sense of not wanting to do something. And his trying to get out of the funk by choosing stupid things to do where you look at it from the outside. However, it makes sense to the depressed mind, as in, this is what I'm going to do to get myself out of it. That's why it makes sense for him to go, I'm going to go for an ordinary happiness.
Yeah.
I have existential, mind-crushing, mind-bending powers and total control over certain things over humanity now. But no, I'm going to do it the way my mum said, because I remember when I was with my mum, I was happy.
Yeah.
It is sad.
Yeah.
It is emotional. And it is done so well that I just have to give Platinum and a round of applause for this one. Fantastic.
And the muted colours in this actually adds to the entire mood. The way that the angel isn't white, she's in like loads of different beigey, like off colours. His hair is kind of bluish black. It's always hanging over his face. He's always sort of hunched over. He wears dark colours. All of it adds to it, and usually I'm against like the muted colours because there's no reason for it, but this is telling the story.
I want to equate this anime to sort of like Odd Taxi in the way that they did such a great job in the storytelling and making everything about the story. Like, you're talking about the muted colors, I want to talk about the opposite. The droplets of splash of color, where the color is so radiant and so bright in order to show the contrast between the darkness and despair he's feeling. Oh my god, like literally, I can salivate and talk about this so much, and it's only 2 episodes in.
I want to quickly, even though we just spoke about him, I want to talk about Metropolis Man again. He said that he couldn't control himself, but I feel like the regular population are not going to respond as well to him as he thinks they're going to, because of his actions are all really strange. He said he couldn't control his strength, but he wasn't upset at all. Everyone is going to notice that. You would be shocked that you killed someone if it was that you couldn't control your strength. And all of those policemen that he just basically compelled are going to come out of that. And they've gone against their training. They've gone against a bunch of rules. They're going to know that it was at that point where they all went weird, and it's going to lead back to this psycho. And I don't think he will react well if the public do not receive him well.
I will put it this way. If what you say happens, which I doubt, because it will complicate the story too much and then muddle us in too much finer details where we're trying to move forward with Mariah's story. But if what you say happens, then he's going to murder everyone on the planet. That is it. Because he's tapped like that. Justice. Well, I can't get the 13 to come to me. I'm just going to kill everything until I get them in the end. Do you get what I mean? It might be that kind of situation. But I doubt that what you're saying is going to happen because, yes, it makes sense. However, those ladies who came out of the fog because of that dude, were out of the fog because they were in the middle of the unfortunate actions, right? They went, why am I here, first of all? Then, oh my God, I can't believe X. However, those police officers are going to be like, why did I do this? On my day, he saved all those hostages. Do you know what I mean?
The policemen that were there might feel that way.
Yeah.
But all of their higher ups and the people taking in these reports are going to immediately realize that these people, because they now love him, are saying strange things very similar to each other about this so-called hero.
It's his propaganda train and he's banking on it. But yeah, I do get what you're saying. And I just don't see them going that route, even though it would be a curious way to add to the story, I guess.
Nase didn't see the angel of that crazy Metropolis man and didn't know that he was a candidate straight off.
No.
But that angel at the end immediately knew that Mirai was there.
Did he know or did he not know? Look, I like the way that they put the scene together to make it look like, oh my God, he's been found out. But we don't know. He might just be trolling or looking at people who look depressed and going, could this be a candidate? Could it not? Let me test him, get real close to him, that kind of thing. Who knows? But this might be the first hurdle that Mirai has to overcome and walk through his head to act like he doesn't see him. Who knows? But I'm not sure that angel knew. He might have had the feeling.
I think you're right, actually.
But that angel was scared the shit out of me. I'm not gonna lie. The moment he did that upside down thing, I'm like, whoa!
I was like, where is episode 3? So guys, there you have it. That's it from us. Let us know what you think in the comments.
Don't forget to like, subscribe and share. And let us know what you think a God candidate is. Or type in the comments if you know anyone who could be a God candidate.
Peace.